Imagine putting on a virtual reality headset and completely forgetting who you are. You'd believe the game is real life. Now, imagine the moment you remember. It's all just a game, and you're so much more than the character you've been playing. That's a lot like what's happening right now. The identity you think defines you, your name, history, struggles, is like a role in an immersive game. But consciousness, your true nature, is far greater. Today we'll explore how this perspective can transform your understanding of reality, challenging the idea that you're merely a body with a brain. The ancient secret hidden in plain sight. Picture this. A monk in deep meditation reaches enlightenment, a shaman in trance encounters the spirit world, and a quantum physicist observes subatomic particles behaving in ways that defy classical physics. Though their methods differ, they all point to the same fundamental truth. Reality is far more interconnected than it seems. For thousands of years, spiritual traditions have carried versions of this message. In Advaita Vedanta, the ancient Hindu scriptures declare, Tat Tvam Asi, thou art that. Christian mystics like Meister Eckhart wrote, the eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me. Indigenous shamans speak of becoming one with the Great Spirit. These teachings describe an experiential reality of unity, not just poetic metaphors. Modern science, long skeptical of such claims, is now uncovering parallels. Quantum physics reveals that particles separated by vast distances can instantly affect each other through quantum entanglement. This phenomenon, what Einstein called spooky action at a distance, suggests that everything is interconnected at a fundamental level, transcending our usual understanding of space and time. In essence, Tat Tvam Asi finds a modern echo in the quantum field. Carl Jung observed similar patterns in human consciousness. His concept of the collective unconscious suggests that beneath our personal experiences lies a shared mental framework. Neuroscientist Giulio Tononi's integrated information theory builds on this, proposing that consciousness exists on a spectrum, and that the separation we perceive may be an illusion created by our limited senses. These ideas suggest that individual awareness is more like a wave in an ocean than a separate entity. These lenses, ancient wisdom, modern physics, and psychology, converge on a profound insight. Consciousness isn't confined to your brain or body. Instead, your body and mind exist within a larger field of awareness, like a whirlpool within an ocean. This explains why meditation masters report boundlessness, why quantum particles act as part of a unified field, and why psychological models point to deeper connections. What we perceive as reality may be a limited interface, masking a far vaster truth. In the next section, we'll explore how our minds evolved to perceive this separation, and why it feels so real. The cosmic veil that hides your true nature. Here's where it gets interesting. What if the very mechanism that lets you experience life is what makes you forget who you are? The illusion of separation isn't some cosmic accident. It's like a filter intentionally placed on a camera lens to create a certain effect. This raises a paradox. How can infinite consciousness, unlimited and eternal, experience limitation and individuality? The answer might lie in the nature of perception itself. The holographic universe theory suggests our reality operates like a projection. Just as a single laser can reconstruct a whole three-dimensional image from a fractured holographic plate, each fragment of existence might contain the whole. Ancient Vedic philosophy calls this cosmic play Lila, the idea that the universe is an expression of divine creativity, where limitation becomes a tool for experience. In this framework, separation is the stage, not the actor. Near-death experiences offer startling glimpses behind this veil. Many who've been clinically dead describe a sudden expansion of awareness, feeling connected to all things, reviewing their life from a perspective beyond time, even perceiving events beyond their physical location. Researchers like Dr. Bruce Grayson at the University of Virginia have documented cases where patients accurately describe details of surgeries they technically couldn't have witnessed, suggesting consciousness isn't entirely dependent on the brain. These moments hint that our ordinary perception is more like a temporary reduction than the full picture. Neuroscience gives us clues about how this veil works practically. The brain's default mode network, a set of interconnected regions active when we're not focused on the outside world, creates our sense of a separate self. During deep meditation or flow states, this network quiets, like hitting a reset button, and people often report feeling unified with something larger. When overactive, it reinforces the story of me as isolated from everything else. It's not that the brain creates consciousness, but that it filters consciousness into a manageable, localized experience. Localized awareness allows for focused action, the ability to care about individual relationships, solve concrete problems, and navigate physical space. In spiritual traditions, this is often framed as a game of self-discovery. Separation gives consciousness something to play with, to transcend and reintegrate in new ways. This raises practical questions. If the veil is meant to be worked with, how do we engage with it consciously? How do we honor both our human individuality and our deeper nature without rejecting either? Your pain as cosmic fertilizer. Consider this. What if every painful experience in your life wasn't random suffering, but part of a larger, transformational process? Ancient alchemists called it sol et coagula, the cycle of breaking down and rebuilding, where old forms dissolve so new ones can emerge. Think of a caterpillar dissolving in its chrysalis before emerging as a butterfly. This universal pattern suggests your struggles might serve a similar purpose. Research in post-traumatic growth shows that many people report positive changes after difficult experiences. Psychologists Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Calhoun found that adversity often leads to greater appreciation for life, deeper relationships, and increased personal strength. Challenges push adaptation. Without resistance, muscles don't grow stronger, and minds don't develop resilience. Pain forces systems to reorganize at higher levels of complexity, whether biological, psychological, or spiritual. Cultural myths echo this truth. The phoenix burns to ashes before rising renewed. The hero's journey, described by Joseph Campbell, always includes trials that transform the protagonist. Buddha left his sheltered palace to confront suffering before attaining enlightenment. These stories map how crisis precedes expansion. Your life likely follows similar arcs, where setbacks later reveal themselves as turning points. Here's the challenging part. If pain serves growth, does that mean suffering is necessary? Pain itself isn't the goal. It's the catalyst for shifts that couldn't happen otherwise. Think of how physical therapy hurts while healing. The same hardship breaks one person while awakening another. The difference lies in whether the experience is seen as a meaningless punishment or a purposeful initiation. Consider someone who unexpectedly loses their job. At first it feels like failure, but in the months that follow, they start pursuing a long-buried passion, eventually building a career they never imagined. Their pain becomes a signal, pointing them toward a more authentic path. Cosmic patterns mirror this process. Stars explode in supernovae to create elements for new planets. What if your darkest moments are cosmic seeds for a higher self? The key is learning to interpret these signals, not just endure them. Signs you're remembering who you really are. Imagine realizing you've been receiving hidden messages from your true nature, like finding meaning in what once seemed like random events. Specific signs often appear when consciousness awakens, though many dismiss them as coincidences or imagination. These events are markers of a more profound shift in awareness. Synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that defy ordinary explanation, is one of the most common signs. Psychologist Carl Jung described these as causal connections that reveal an underlying order beyond cause and effect. For example, you might think of an old friend and unexpectedly run into them the next day. Or you keep noticing repeated number patterns like 1111, which some suggest could be quantum signatures, subtle nudges from your larger self. These moments often increase as awakening progresses, like reality's hidden layer becoming more noticeable. Scientific research supports these experiences. Studies using fMRI scans show that during deep meditation or mystical states, the brain's parietal lobe, responsible for creating a sense of boundaries, becomes less active. This may explain why people report feelings of oneness. The default mode network, which generates the sense of a separate self, also quiets down. Yale researchers found that long-term meditators show lasting changes in these areas, suggesting that awakening rewires perception rather than being a fleeting experience. Time distortions often accompany this process. You might lose track of hours during a flow state or feel time stretch in profound moments. Quantum physics hints that time may not be as fixed as we perceive. Biologist Rupert Sheldrake's research on morphic resonance suggests our linear experience of time could be a limitation of human cognition. These distortions may reflect your consciousness brushing against its timeless nature. Other signs include sudden intuitive insights, solutions or ideas arriving without logical explanation. Many describe these as downloads during meditation or dreams. Researchers studying creativity call this the incubation period, where the subconscious works behind the scenes. For those awakening, these insights often feel like transmissions from a broader intelligence. Recognizing these interconnected events, synchronicities, time shifts, intuitive knowings, can reveal a feedback loop between your awareness and the universe, leading to a more profound awakening. The divine game of hide and seek. Picture this: the universe as an infinite game of hide and seek, where forgetting you're the seeker is the only rule. Your human experience isn't random, it's consciousness choosing to limit itself, playing from a single perspective. The Hindu concept of Lila calls this divine play, while modern theories liken it to an immersive VR experience where you've temporarily forgotten the headset exists. Fractal mathematics reveals repeating patterns at every scale, from ice crystals to galaxies. Life mirrors this design, each choice branching like a tree, creating new possibilities. It's like a jazz musician improvising within a melody. Your free will feels spontaneous, yet it unfolds within a larger structure. Sacred geometry seen in seashells, honeycombs, and spiral galaxies reflects this cosmic blueprint. Even your DNA and neural networks follow these patterns, suggesting existence operates like a game engine running on geometric code. Quantum physics deepens the mystery. Experiments show particles exist in probability states until observed, collapsing into definite outcomes. It's like a video game rendering only what the player sees to save processing power. Your attention might work the same way, actualizing certain realities while leaving others as potential. This interplay between observation and creation hints at your role as both player and creator. The tension between destiny and free will fits this framework. Imagine a chess game. The pieces are set, but the moves are infinite. Your larger self sets the conditions, while your human self navigates the play. Near-death experiences often describe life reviews showing how different choices could have unfolded, suggesting all possibilities exist in some form. Your challenges and triumphs aren't random, they're the game's difficulty settings, calibrated for your growth. Even history reflects this evolution. Early humans focused on survival, then came art, science, and technology, expanding the simulation's possibilities. Today's AI and virtual worlds echo the system we inhabit. You are both the wave and the ocean, the player and the character. Every choice ripples through the field, shaping your experience. Playing consciously, through awareness, mindfulness, and curiosity, transforms the game, revealing its beauty. You are both the seeker and the sought. Here's the truth: you didn't come here to find God. You came here to be God, discovering itself through you. Every experience, every struggle, every moment of joy is the universe meeting itself in a new way. The next time you catch your reflection, pause. Ask, who's really looking back? The answer might surprise you. Self-discovery isn't a destination, it's an unfolding. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening through you. Every choice is a brushstroke on the canvas of existence. What new masterpiece will you co-create with the universe today? The beauty is, you decide. So, play on and let the dance continue.